It's funny, isn't it? The silence that follows betrayal. It's not the loud explosion of emotions people expect. It's not the dramatic showdown or the tears that we see in movies. No, it's far worse. It's quiet, cold, empty. The kind of silence that seeps into your bones and makes you question everything you're worth, your choices, your strength. You stand there, in the aftermath, shattered, staring into the void where trust once stood. But that silence? That's where the transformation begins. That's where the power you didn't know you had comes alive. Betrayal cuts deeper than any physical wound because it's not just about what someone did. It's about what you believed. You trusted. You gave pieces of yourself to someone who turned their back, leaving you to pick up the broken pieces. And in that moment, when you're standing in the wreckage, it feels like the world has gone mute. The noise of life fades, and you're left with nothing but the deafening quiet of your thoughts. This silence, though, this silence is your teacher. It forces you to sit with your pain, to confront the raw truth of what's been done. There's no escaping it, no running away from the reality that someone you trusted has driven a knife deep into your back. But it's also the moment when you realize that the only person who can pull that knife out is you, no one else. That's when the shift happens. The silence, the emptiness, they're not your enemy. They're your opportunity. They're the space where you get to decide what happens next. You see, betrayal has a way of stripping you down to your core. It tears away the illusions, the facades, the comfort you once clung to. And while that may feel like hell in the moment, it's also a gift. Because when everything is stripped away, when you have nothing left, that's when you find out what you're really made of. In the silence after betrayal, there's a choice. You can let the pain consume you. Let the bitterness eat away at whatever hope you have left. Or you can take that pain and turn it into power. You can use it as fuel. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you spent questioning your worth, you can turn it into something unstoppable. Here's the truth. Pain is inevitable in life, but how you use it, how you let it shape you, that's where your strength lies. You didn't ask for this. You didn't ask to be betrayed. But now that it's happened, what are you going to do about it? Will you let it define you, or will you rise above it? Most people think strength comes from avoiding pain, but that's a lie. Real strength comes from embracing it, from looking it dead in the eyes and saying, "You will not break me." You may feel broken right now, like you're drowning in the weight of what's been done to you. But here's the thing about drowning. It forces you to learn how to breathe underwater. And once you learn that, nothing, no one can ever take your power away again. The silence you're sitting in now, it's the breeding ground for your rebirth. Think about all the times you've been hurt before. Think about the moments when you thought you couldn't go on, when you believed the pain was too much to bear. And yet, here you are. You survived. You rose from those ashes. And this time, you won't just survive, you'll thrive. Because betrayal has a way of showing you who you really are. It reveals the monsters lurking behind friendly faces, yes. But more importantly, it reveals the warrior inside of you. The one who can stand tall, even after being cut down. The one who refuses to let others dictate their worth. Betrayal teaches you not to depend on others for validation, for strength, for love. It forces you to find those things within yourself. And that's where true power comes from, knowing that you don't need anyone else to lift you up. You can do it on your own. You've been burned, but you're still standing. You've been betrayed, but you're still fighting. And every day that you choose to keep going, you're proving that their betrayal didn't break you. It forged you into something stronger, something fiercer. Pain, in all its forms, is a tool. It sharpens you, chisels away the parts of you that were holding on to weakness, to naivety, to false hope. The silence after betrayal? That's the forge where your new self is being crafted. It's where the old you dies, and the new you, the one who doesn't take shit from anyone, is born. There's something beautiful about rebuilding yourself after you've been torn apart. It's raw, It's real, and it's powerful. Because this time, you're not building yourself up based on someone else's expectations or desires. You're doing it for you. You're creating a version of yourself that is untouchable, unshakable. A version that no one can betray because you've learned not to give them that power. They took advantage of your trust. They thought you'd crumble under the weight of their lies. But they didn't know what you were capable of. They didn't see the fire that was quietly burning inside of you. And now? Now that fire has erupted into an inferno. They thought your silence was defeat. They thought your silence was submission. But what they didn't realize is that silence is where power grows. It's where you gather your strength, where you sharpen your mind, where you prepare for your next move. You don't need to scream, to shout, to make a scene. Your power is in the quiet determination that says, I will rise. And when you do, they won't even know what hit them. Because the greatest revenge is not in proving them wrong. It's in proving yourself right. It's in becoming so powerful, so unshakable, that nothing they did can touch you anymore. It's in knowing that their betrayal was the catalyst for your transformation, not your destruction. So, let them believe what they want. Let them think you've fallen. Let them assume you're broken. But you and I both know the truth. You're just getting started. In the silence after betrayal, you are finding your power. And when the time comes, when you finally step out of the shadows, you won't be the same person they thought they left behind. You'll be stronger, you'll be fiercer, you'll be unstoppable. Betrayal hurts. There's no denying that. But in that hurt, in that silence, lies your greatest strength. Use it. Don't run from it. Don't let it consume you. Let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you are capable of so much more than they ever imagined. The silence after betrayal is where your true power begins. And once you tap into that power, there's no going back. Your silence is not your weakness. It's your preparation for the greatness that's coming. By the way, if you want to level up in life, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.